I really don't enjoy making this video every year, but I do make this video every year, and I'm probably going to continue to make this video every year, and I already know I'm going to have the same arguments and discussions in the comment section that I have every single year. Some of the arguments make sense, some don't. So I'll go ahead and try to nip those in the bud while I'm doing this video here. But players quitting, I don't like it. No one is ever going to change my mind on it. I don't like it in general as just a principle in life. And that extends to college football. And yes, if you choose not to play in your team's bowl game for whatever reason, you're quitting. It's that simple. You cannot argue or debate that point. People always say, and somebody will say it down below, they're not quitting, they're making a business decision. They're making a business decision to quit. You can't argue the definition of a word. There is a football game left to play. Players are choosing not to play in that game. That's quitting. You may agree with the reasons that they're quitting. It's a business decision. They don't want to risk getting hurt, whatever. It's still quitting. All you're doing is agreeing with their reason for quitting. And that's fine. I understand the reasons. I get it. Could a player, whether they're whether they're projected to be a high first-round draft pick, or whether they're projected to be a late-round pick, or whether they're projected to be an undrafted free agent in the NFL, could those players get hurt in the bowl game? Yeah, they could. But football players play football. At least that's what they're supposed to do. I don't agree with it. They could get hit by a mail truck checking their mail today. They're probably still going to go check their mail. They could be walking down the street and the piano could fall on their head. There's a million things that can happen. You have to live your life. And when you're a football player, part of living that life is playing football. You're letting down, I say the same things every year, but there's new people around every year. And plus, I enjoy arguing with some of you over and over again that I've been arguing with about this for years. But you're letting your teammates down, most importantly. You're letting your coaches down. You're letting your school down. You're letting the fans down. You're letting the bowl process down. You're letting it all down. You're quitting with games left to play. If I have a job working somewhere Monday through Friday, and I have an opportunity to take another job, maybe even a better job, somewhere else for more money working Monday through Friday, and I decide I want to do that, and I go and I tell my current job, I've decided to go get a better job. I'm going to be doing the same thing I do here, but I'm going to be making more money. It's a better job. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to start that next Monday. And then on the last Friday that I'm supposed to work at my current job, I make a business decision not to come to work that day. Guess what? I quit. Now, I might have good reasons to quit. I might not need to show up for my last day of work. I know I'm going to get this other job starting next week. I know they're going to pay me a ton of money. So I'm choosing not to go to my current job. I'm quitting. Okay? I quit. Never mind the fact that everyone else I work with is going to have to do twice as much work that day because I'm not there. Whatever, screw them. Fuck them. That's what happens when these college football players decide not to play in the bowl game. What if you're a quarterback and you know you're getting drafted high first couple of rounds, right? No. How about this? Let's say you're a left tackle. You're one of the premier left tackles in college football. You know you're going to go in the top 10. Why play in the bowl game? You decide to quit. You sit out. Well, the quarterback on your team is a borderline draftable player. He has to play in the bowl game. He needs one more opportunity to impress NFL scouts. He needs one more game on tape. He needs to prove that he can go out there and do X, Y, and Z against this team in the bowl game. He makes a business decision to play. He plays the left tackle's replacement, who's a can of corn, allows some outside linebacker to come around him, hits the quarterback on the blind side, blows both his legs out. He can never play football again. What about that? I mean, you can get hurt at any time. So, yeah, it's a business decision. Yes, it's their choice. Yes, no one can force them to play football. I agree with all that. I agree with all of your arguments you make when you say that. I know it's their choice. I don't think you should ever force anyone to play football. It's too dangerous. You shouldn't force anybody to do it that doesn't want to, regardless of the reason. But if they choose not to play, that's quitting. Period. Period. There's no other word you can use to describe it. It's a literal definition, and I don't like it. And, you got a whole bunch of people that complain about bowl games, and there's a list a mile long of things people complain about, and there's things I complain about. Quitting is making it worse. It's making it worse. We had a New Year's Six game last year between two teams that never make it to the New Year's Six. These two teams had amazing years based on anything they've done in recent history. This was the biggest and best bowl game, the best season, the best postseason opportunity these two teams had had in years. And the best player for each team told the rest of the players on their team to fuck off, and they quit and didn't play. And I'm talking about Kenneth Walker, running back Michigan State, and the quarterback for who'd they play in the bowl game? Was it Pitt? Wasn't it Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett said, fuck you to the rest of his team. I'm not playing in the school's biggest bowl game in 30 years. Kenneth Walker said, fuck you to his teammates. I'm not playing in the biggest bowl game in, I guess, 6 or 7 years, because Michigan State did actually make a playoff game way back in like 14 or 15, and they got beat 38-0, by the way. But it made the game almost unwatchable. You had the two biggest names, the biggest star on each team, quit and choose not to play. It made it almost unwatchable. And you're going to see it a ton again this year. It's been getting worse and worse every single year. I didn't like it way back in, 2016, when Josh Rosen became really the first high-profile player to make this decision to quit on his team, to make a business decision not to play in the bowl game. I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now, where high-round draft picks choose to sit out, middle-round draft picks choose to sit out. People who have no chance at all of even getting drafted and are going to be selling used cars a year from now are choosing to sit out. It is hurting bowl season. I admit it. What can you do to fix it? Nothing. There's nothing you can do to fix it. You can't force people to play football. You can't do it. Maybe you can tie some type of NIL thing into it. Like, I don't know, you got some player, right? He signs a big NIL deal with whoever he signs an NIL deal with, whatever, Little Debbie, or some car company or whatever. Well, maybe in that contract, Little Debbie or the car company can say, hey, if healthy, you got to play in every game this season, including the bowl game. We're paying you this money to represent our brand. We want you representing our brand through the end of the season, not through the end of whenever you don't feel like playing anymore. And something else you're starting to see a little bit of too, and I hesitated to even mention this or not, so I'm going to kind of tiptoe around this. Jackson Smith-Njigba, he has been hurt all year. I'm going to personally give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he's still hurt and can't play. That's how I'm going to choose to look at it. This guy's in a playoff game against Georgia. Hasn't played, I think, since week 2, hamstring deal. I'm going to choose to give him the benefit of the doubt because the only straw I've been grasping at, the only thing I've been holding on hope for with these players quitting is, well, at least you don't have players quitting in the playoff games. And now the playoffs are expanding to 12 teams. That means overall you'll have less players quitting and opting out of the postseason. So I'm going to choose to believe Jackson Smith-Njigba that he's not healthy enough to play. But not everybody is choosing to believe him. Some high-profile people are not choosing to believe him. Todd McShay, NFL draft analyst at ESPN, he's out with an article or a quote or an interview or whatever it is saying he is healthy enough to play. He's just choosing not to. And Todd McShay goes on to say that he thinks it's going to hurt Jackson Smith-Njigba's draft stock. He says Jackson Smith-Njigba is a borderline end of first round, early second round pick. and that he thinks that by not playing in this bowl game, it's possible he could slip further down. I don't know if that's true or not, and to be honest with you, from a college football fan perspective, I could care less if this causes him to slip down or not. That's not the angle I'm coming from here. And again, I'm not accusing Jackson Smith and Jigba of this because I don't ever want anybody to get hurt. And so while, even though I don't like players quitting, I understand the reasons why. I just disagree with the reasons. Injuries in college football are horrible. No one likes to see that. And this guy has been hurt since week 2. I mean, let's be real. He didn't play in the Michigan game. So for all I know, his hamstring is still lingering. But people who are more plugged in than I am tend to disagree. Todd McShay is one of them. He said the guy could play. If he wanted to, he's choosing not to. This is just a bad sign. Ohio State had another guy do this. Was it one of the Bosa boys? Seems like it was one of the Bosa boys. Was cleared to play against Michigan at the end of the year. Chose not to. Sat out. Fuck it. I'm not playing anymore. I'm off to the NFL. Deuces. Y'all are on your own. Thanks for the help. I also think that so I try to stop the video and wait on these worker bees to get done outside. I don't know why they think it's a good idea to start doing yard work the minute I start recording a video, but it's about to damn piss me off. But anyway, apparently they're in no friggin' hurry, and I am. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this video, and I apologize for these idiots outside interrupting me while I'm trying to do YouTube. But I'm also of the opinion, players, once they declare for the NFL draft, now some of them will go to like these professional training facilities in Florida or wherever to train, but a lot of these guys stay at the school they're at and like kind of train there. They have pro days there where the school invites scouts from all the NFL teams in, and all the school's draft eligible players show up and go through drills and stuff like that for the NFL teams. And I love that. I think it's great that the schools do that for their players. It's no different than a school holding like an engineering job fair for their engineering students, or a whatever job fair for their medical students or whatever. So I like that. I think if you're a player at a college and you choose to quit on your team and not participate in the bowl game, that's it. You're done with that team from that second on. You clear your locker out. You can no longer use our facilities. Give me your meal card. Give me the key to your dorm room. Get out. You don't want to. You don't want to go to war with your teammates one more time before you head off to the draft. Then I guess you don't need to use this weight room, these medical facilities, these training facilities, our cafeteria, all this kind of stuff. Get out. And when we hold our pro day, don't come back. Go have your own pro day somewhere else, since you don't want to play with this team anymore. Now, that's never going to happen, because as soon as it did happen somewhere, it would be used negatively in recruiting by everyone else against that school. But that's what I would do. I would tell the guy to get to stepping. How you doing? Keep it moving. You don't want to play in the ball game? Get out. Go. Bye. That's what I would do, me personally. But I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. But anyway, I don't like these players quitting. I was going to talk about my ideas to fix the bowl system too, but this video is already too long now, so I guess I'll have to do another one. I don't know. The video yesterday had 600 and something likes on it. I appreciate that. Y'all hit the thumbs up on this video too. I have a lot to talk about today. More coaching change stuff that I want to talk about. I want to talk about fixing the bowl system. I want to talk about maybe the expanded playoff going forward. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I've got something to say about Lincoln Riley. I've got something to say about Ohio State. I've got my right or wrong video where I'm going to go back through my preseason predictions and laugh at myself on how wrong I was. Anyway, I got a lot to say today. Help keep me motivated to keep pumping out these videos today by hitting the thumbs up. You guys hit the thumbs up, I'll keep making the videos. Have a great day!